I love you. I love you. I love you.
Nay, I ain't down with horsing around.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome yourselves back to another podcast. Welcome back to the In Sync podcast. Today is going to be the progression slash the evolution slash a closer look at Zedd's career and all of his different production, all of his different songs, everything Zedd has done throughout his career. Now, today I'm riding solo because Lucas is not in the current state that he lives in right now, California, and so he's not able to get on the phone and discuss this with me, but it doesn't matter really because he'll be on the Thursday podcast. And yes, every single Thursday we do two podcasts. One segment, 100% sports on his channel. One segment, music like this, but longer form. We review 3 of the top songs that have come out that week, and we take about 2 other topics and sometimes have some other guests, and we just discuss all of it. It's a whole lot of fun. So last podcast is in the link in the description. Talk about a whole bunch of stuff, review Travis Scott's new song, Justin Bieber's new song, all of that good stuff. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe. This week was supposed to be the progression slash evolution of Coldplay, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. But next week, stay tuned for the evolution slash progression of Coldplay. But today's just gonna be Zedd. So now the first thing with Zedd is, let's start off at, well, the start. Okay, so first off, I want to say this is going to be a little more in-depth, and it really just talking about the music production of Zedd and how it's made, because I absolutely love what he's done with his music, and he has had a huge progression of his style, which we'll get to in a second. But first off, Zedd is 30 years old, and that makes me happy. You know why? Because we have a lot more years with Zedd making music, but he wasn't always called Zedd. His real name is Anton Zaslavsky. Yeah, I'm butchering that, but he's Russian actually, and he made it in the American music industry. And so he started 2011, 2010, making really what any electronic slash EDM artist usually makes at first, in my opinion, and from what I've seen. So he released the Aftershave EP, songs like Slam the Door, The Legend of Zelda, obviously remix and all that. And so you look at those kind of songs, and they're a lot different than his new stuff. Obviously his new stuff is with big name artists like Alyssa Clara, Marina Morris. Okay, I said that wrong, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay. Stay, The Middle, all of those great songs. But then you look back at like the Legend of Zelda remix. You look back at Shave It remix, Slam the Door remix. You even look at just simple remix, some he's done with Skrillex. Just a bunch of all of his okay, here's the thing, guys. All of his early stuff really sounds a lot like Martin Garrix, and it just sounds a lot more electronically, like a lot more electronically in the sense that if you think of EDM or you think of that genre and you listen to that song, you'll be like if you don't know what genre it is and someone's like, okay, is this EDM, rap, or pop? You don't know what any of those genres are, you're probably gonna say EDM. Point is, it kind of sounded like every other EDM electronic artist at that point. I mean, it's just like every other rapper sounds like every other rapper right now. That's kind of what Zedd sounded like. And he started off with remixes, and I feel like that's kind of what can make a lot of people like his careers. And so he did just remixes of so many different songs. They're not even all on Spotify, but really what the song that I would say ignited him really big is obviously Clarity, right? Obviously Clarity. But Beautiful Now. I remember listening to Beautiful Now, a long while ago, all the way back in 2015. And Gray made a remix of that. And I absolutely love the song. And even that's a lot different than what he makes now. Look, Zedd has released only two albums, one in 2012, and a lot of the songs on it I don't think really charted super well. This is where Lucas would come in, but besides Clarity, not huge. And then he drops his next album, True Colors in 2015. So 3 years later, that has Beautiful Now. John Bellion, you know, he's absolutely amazing. Songs with Selena Gomez, I Want You to Know, Transmission with Logic, X Ambassadors. I'm not really sure how big that was because I don't remember, but and Paper Cut, that did pretty well as well. So his second album did pretty good, but for Zedd, it's always been his singles and remixes, which have just boom, went off. So you know, it's kind of weird to say that this was a bit ago now, but it was a bit ago because 2016 was almost 4 years ago, and that's when Zedd made a remix of Let Me Love You by Justin Bieber. That was when Justin Bieber was frequently releasing singles, although he does now, not as much as that time period. And of course 2015 is when Justin Bieber released his last album up until this point in called Purpose. And but any point is, anyways, you know, he got making music and Zedd picked up this remix, and let me tell you, this remix of Let Me Love You is absolutely it's so good. It's so good. Obviously he does it with DJ Snake, so I'm not sure exactly how much Zedd does. But I feel like this was kind of the look into Zedd's future. Zedd's kind of how his style and kind of how he sounds just, you know, a little different. And so apart from remixes, it really seems that well, from what I'm looking at, guys, you know, excuse my ignorance if I'm wrong, but from Let Me Love You to Stay with the Lisa Cara, yeah, I said it wrong, but that's a 2-year difference. Stay came out in 2017 and Let Me Love You was in 2015. So Zedd took a break, and that's when his sound, when he took the Let Me Love You style and he amplified it on Stay. Then you got Stay remixes, super great, and I really love how he collaborated with Gray again as he did on Beautiful Now. And don't forget songs like Candyman. That really was a lot different than what he's making now, but obviously Candyman, Starving, those came after Beautiful Now, and those really just helped you know, just solidify his career even more. And of course, like Ignite, which isn't really a huge song, but I absolutely love the song Ignite. And then, you know, you got a bunch of other little odd remixes, and then, like I said, Let Me Love You remix, Stay. The thing with Stay, well, let me get into what style I'm talking about in a second, because it's all going to come full circle, and this is what I really love about Zedd. But you got Stay, you got a bunch of different remixes, you got Get Low with Liam Payne, which did all right, which actually was kind of different from the Stay style. Then you hear The Middle, bro. The Middle, it's like Stay Part 2 in the sense that he's going off and he's you know, leeching isn't the right word, but he's piggy banking, whatever you want to call it. He's going off of that style from the Stay that we all loved, getting a talented female singer and doing the style, which I'll get into in a second. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with vocal effects and stuff like that. And then he released Happy Now. Not as big as a smash hit as The Middle and Stay, but again, same kind of thing. Really great song with Ely Duhu or whatever that, I don't know, but I absolutely love that song, but like I said, it wasn't as huge, but still a great song. Then he releases Lost in Japan, which right now is probably my favorite song of Zedd's. Dude, the Let Me Love You remix he did for Justin Bieber was definitely different than the style of remixes and songs that Zedd's doing now. But it's like that, but amplified more and more. The thing about Zedd, guys, is he, for every single part of the vocals, for every single verse, for every single like little thing, he always has instrument changes, and he just packs in so much, but in a very, very good way. Lost in Japan remix. I mean, that absolutely blew up, over 300 million plays on Spotify alone. And yeah, what he did with Shawn Mendes' vocals were insane. But we'll get to that in a second. We're almost there. 365 with Katy Perry. Again, not as big, a little bit different than the current style he was running with. Then he drops his most recent song, which me and Lucas reacted to 2 weeks ago, actually. Good Thing. And oh my god, I love this song so much. It's a little different. It's a little different, but it has that same style that Stay, Lost in Japan, Happy Now, in the middle, all kind of have. And what is that style? Well, us producers or vocal mixers like to call it harmonizing. Harmonizing, whatever you want to call it. And basically, what is really, I think, blown up Zedd is his unique style. Now, that unique style is... Okay, so on Stay, stay a minute, just take your time, blah, blah. Okay, if she just sung it like that, yeah, it'd still be good. But the it's synthesizer. He puts a synthesizer under the vocals, and he harmonizes the vocals, and it just sounds amazing. In Lost in Japan remix, there's like the boxy sound almost, and then when Shawn Mendes, or when the chorus is about to drop, there's a even more amplified sound, and it's called harmonizing. So basically, what we're doing in production is you're taking the vocals and you're having it being mixed with an octave lower and an octave higher, or 10 octaves lower or 10 octaves higher, and that's all mixed with Shawn Mendes' voice right in the middle. So you have two different things complementing the same voice, but at different pitches, different octave, different keys, whatever you want to call it. That creates this spacey, super great sound. Now, that's what Zedd does sometimes, but then sometimes Zedd also has a synthesizer. Basically, he takes the voice and he uses a vocoder, and the voice sounds exactly like the synthesizer, because the synthesizer is the voice, but the voice is turned into an instrument. So that's what he does a lot. On Stay, on the chorus, that's just a pitch down verse of her voice with crap loads of effects, and I mean that's what's made. Same with the middle, same with Lost in Japan. So that's what I think makes Zedd really, really good, among other things, which of course we'll get into in like 30 seconds or some crap. But he just has that really, really cool production to the voice, something that I have just been eating up lately, especially, and it's really cool. And before that, like I said, it was more generic EDM, more generic instrumentation, and especially before that, like most starting out electronic music artists, it was just the music, not the singing. But then he pairs it up with really good singers, and the synthesizing effect, vocoder effect, and the harmonizing effect, and it sounds absolutely amazing. And yeah, for one thing, I'm sorry if I tripped you guys up about the whole harmonizing thing, but if you're a producer, you get what I'm saying. Like they're basically just mixing the voices with different versions of the same voice. That's the very simplified version of it. Now there's another thing with Zedd, which is really, really amazing, and that's his ability to use things like clocks and things like hammers and and just a lot of nature-esque sounds and a lot of real-life sounds versus synthesized sounds. Now, I guess that kind of goes against what I was just saying. Yes, he has a lot of synthesized sounds, but he also uses a lot of real-life sounds. I mean, in the middle, you got the clock going the whole time. Yes, that wasn't him who actually put that in the song. That was Gray. But, to my point, he uses a lot of interesting sounds and a lot of interesting things like that. And Stay, just something that it's just, I don't know, just really cool is the do 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 do. Before Alyssa Clara starts singing, he has that little sample play, and then it goes backwards, and I don't know, I just really liked it. I mean, another thing is, and Let Me Love You, Zedd remix, how he has the beat go with the vocal. So when people do that, it's a very oddly, very, very satisfying effect, and a lot of people do that. So I mean, Zedd has that. He has the harmonizing, he has the instrumentation, all of that different kind of stuff. So I mean, to be honest, I feel like Zedd's progression has been, he started off as kind of, in my opinion, and this is not a diss to him, but it's just, I feel like the facts, kind of in a generic electronic EDM producer, and he ended up with someone who really utilizes and really maybe some could say reads into the lines too much with making his production unique when it comes especially to vocals and doing different things to them, not just having them as dry vocals. And as well with his but beats and production and using wildlife sounds, or not wildlife but nature and all that different stuff. And I mean, you look at people like Martin Garrix. Yes, he uses vocal chops a lot. In fact, I haven't heard a Martin Garrix song in a good while. But that's aside the point. But the thing with melodies for Zedd is I feel like it's interesting. The melody he creates in his song are some way taken and modified from the vocals, which creates a really cohesive experience. Because the song just flows and flows. You're not going from one melody, which of course could be absolutely sick, to another melody. I mean, he also has a lot of bass in his songs, but his remixes, guys, they're just they're amazing. He doesn't do a lot of remixes, really, but when he does, they're absolutely amazing. So I mean, yeah, just overall with Zedd, what I see him doing in the future, I mean, guys, it was what 2015 when he dropped his last album. I mean, I'd love to see a Zedd album with I mean, maybe like people like Lizzo, oh my gosh, Billie Eilish with a Zedd produced song. Holy crap. I don't know if that might sound like a stupid idea to you guys. To me, that would fit really well with, especially her really breathy vocals and all of that. Like, imagine a Bad Guy remix by Zedd. Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's hit or miss. Like, kind of a rant, but like he wouldn't be able to. I don't feel like it'd be smart for him to like mess with the vocals too much. But Bury Your Friend, though, that will be good. It's too late at this point, I think, because Bury Your Friend came out a long while ago. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, guys, but like, I mean, because in Bury Your Friend by Billie Eilish, I know this is about Zedd, but Bury Your Friend by Billie Eilish, it has her track, and then under it has an octave lower track, obviously deeper version of her synthesized and mixed with her voice. He could do a lot of stuff like that. I mean, yeah, that's the thing about Zedd is, as of now, he's cracked the code by having really good female artists sing, and obviously male artists, but mostly female artists sing. And he makes the beats versus him just making instrumentals. Like, I don't feel like that's really his path right now. I mean, he hasn't done that in a while. So if he was to drop a new album, I don't know if I'd totally expect any solo songs by him. I mean, to be fair, if it's like a 15-track album, then like maybe like, I could see a couple songs, maybe like 4 at most, that are just instrumental, which would be super sick, because when it's just instrumental, you're forced to get extra creative. But I mean, I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know, Billie Eilish, freaking Lizzo. Like, imagine if he got like some girl rappers on there, like, that would make absolutely no sense. But a lot of times the song or anything you don't want is something you never knew you wanted. Like a rap song that Zedd produces, like the one Marshmello produced, Spotlight. That was pretty good. But and Zedd collaborating with other electronic music artists. It's just, I mean, that'd be cool. But guys, I feel like the thing with that is it's just like, it takes away kind of the distinction, and I feel like one artist's style kind of just takes over, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like Martin Garrix and Marshmello, like they both make electronic music, obviously not rap or pop, well, electronic pop. But like if they're to collab, it's like I don't know. Like Zedd and DJ Snake itself was kind of weird on Let Me Love You with Justin Bieber, but I feel like that was more of a Zedd song than DJ Snake. I don't know. Let me know all of your guys' thoughts about all this different hogwash, all this different stuff. So what do I see Zedd in the future? I see him releasing an album eventually, but I have no idea when it's going to be. And if he does, I see him going with this same formula, if I'm being honest. I'd like to see a little different stuff, but to be honest, I absolutely love his formula, as you guys know. So I mean, who knows? I mean, even the Good Thing and Stay thumbnails are very similar. But I mean, yeah, I absolutely love Zedd. Let me know what you think about Zedd. I think his progression has been insanely amazing, and the foot he's found in his electronic music career is also amazing. He also is a super cool guy in real life. He's only 30 years old. That's great. He's Russian, so that's that's even better. Well, he's Russian and German, but you don't know what I mean. And yeah, I mean, I just see a lot of great stuff from Zedd, but I also don't see a lot of different stuff. A lot of really interesting, but that's not a bad thing. I don't know. But his progression has been amazing. His future is gonna be amazing because Good Things are already popping off. But either of those things being different, I don't really think so. But maybe Lucas would have had some different thoughts here, guys. But yeah. And final thing is, he always gets really great people in his songs, and I feel like he kind of blew up Marina Morris, and I said her name wrong. So on that note, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. Check out the last podcast. We do a podcast every single Thursday. Lucas was not able to join me today, nor was Dag, our guest on the last podcast. But that being said, they will both very likely join me Thursday. Lucas at least. So stay tuned for that, guys. And that'll be great. We're going to be reacting to a bunch of great new songs that come out this week. Hopefully an album. We need an album to react to, but I'll stop jabbering. We also do a sports segment. I just want to say that before I go. Oh yeah, follow me on TikTok. I made a TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. Definitely let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.